Emma Roberts was 12 years old when she stepped off the transport ship onto planet 442b. The world smelled strange, like metal and dirt mixed together. She looked around at the human settlement, which was really just a few buildings connected by metal walkways. Her mother held her shoulder and said this was home now. The colony had been here for 3 years. About 200 humans lived and worked to set up farms, mines, and water processing plants. Emma's father was an engineer, and her mother was a doctor. They had come to help build something new and important for humanity. On her second day, Emma walked to the edge of the settlement. The rules said she could go 200 meters out, but not much farther. She wanted to see what was beyond the metal fences and warning lights. The landscape was different from Earth. The plants were blue and purple. The sky was a deep orange. Everything felt alien but not scary, just different. That is when she heard the sound. It was a sharp noise like metal hitting stone. Emma moved toward it and found an animal caught between two rocks near the mining equipment zone. The creature was small, maybe the size of a large dog. Its body was thick and muscular, covered in black and white fur. It had short legs, strong claws, and a face that looked angry and determined. One of its back legs was trapped. Emma should have called an adult. The settlement rules were clear about this, but she did not. Instead, she moved closer. The animal did not run away or try to bite her. It just kept struggling against the rocks with power and focus. Emma could see it was strong, even if it was small. She moved one rock, then another. The animal pulled itself free, turned to look at her with dark eyes, and then did something unexpected. It made a sound like a grunt, almost like it was saying thank you. The settlement's biology computer said the animal was The database called them intelligent pack animals with strong social bonds. They could live for 20 years. They were native to 442b and rarely appeared near human settlements. Emma named the creature Striker because it moved fast and hit hard. For 3 weeks, Striker stayed near Emma. The animal would show up at the settlement edge and wait for her. Emma would bring food and water. Striker would sit next to her and watch the colony work. The adults did not seem to mind. Dr. Martin, the settlement's science officer, said that some had been known to bond with individuals. It was rare but not impossible. Emma felt less alone. She had no other kids her age in the colony. Her parents were busy with work. Striker was hers in a way that felt important and real. Then the H came. They appeared in the mining sector on a Tuesday morning, 3 of them. They were not like humans at all. The H were tall, over 7 feet, with bodies covered in hard brown armor. Their heads were angular, with 4 eyes instead of 2. They had thick arms and claws that looked like they could cut through steel. They moved with a slow, powerful walk that made the ground shake a little. Humans were supposed to be polite to the H. The settlement had trade agreements with them. They brought metal and technology. In return, humans gave them water and food supplies. But these 3 did not look like traders. They looked like they wanted trouble. Emma heard about them from other settlers. The H had been pushing humans around. They took things without asking. They demanded better prices for their goods. They laughed at how small and weak humans were. The settlement director, Hayes, was trying to handle it through official channels, but nothing was happening fast. On the 4th day, Emma was walking back from the water station when she saw them. The 3 H were standing near the mining equipment, blocking the main path back to the settlement. She could have gone around, but that would have taken an extra hour. She decided to walk straight through. That was her mistake. The largest H stepped in front of her. It was taller than anything Emma had ever seen. Its armor was and cracked in places. One of its eyes had a white line across it, like an old injury. "Small human," the H said. Its voice was low and harsh, like rocks grinding together. "You are far from your metal nest." Emma's heart was beating fast, but she did not show it. "I am going back to the settlement," she said. "I am allowed to be here." The second H laughed. It was an ugly sound. "Allowed? The human child speaks of being allowed. Who allows this?" "Your kind comes to our world," the third one said. "You build and dig and take, but you are weak, small. You should not be here." Emma wanted to run, but her legs felt frozen. She had heard the stories. The H did not hurt humans yet, but they were always looking for reasons to be angry. If she ran, they might chase her. If she fought, they would crush her. There was no good choice. The largest H reached down toward her. Its claws were long and sharp. Emma stepped backward, but there was nowhere to go. The mining equipment was behind her. The H were in front. She was trapped. Then Striker appeared. They came from behind the mining equipment, moving faster than Emma had ever seen. The small creature, less than half the height of the H, did not hesitate. It did not think about size or strength or the fact that it was outnumbered. Stryker just moved straight toward the aliens with a sound that was angry and fierce. The largest H looked down at the small animal coming at it. It actually laughed. "What is this creature? Does the human send her toy to protect her?" But Stryker was not a toy, though was fast and angry and brave in a way that did not care about size. Emma watched as Stryker climbed the largest alien's leg and moved toward its face. The alien shrieked and flailed its arms. It was a sound of actual fear. Emma ran as fast as her legs could carry her. Behind her, she could hear the sounds of the fight. Stryker was making loud grunts and hisses. The H were yelling and crashing into the mining equipment. The noises of rage and struggle echoed across the mining sector. Her lungs burned as she pushed herself toward the settlement's main gates. The emergency communication system was inside the guard station, just 50 meters away. 50 meters that felt like 1,000. A human worker named David saw her running. He was loading supplies near the outer fence. He immediately understood something was wrong. Emma pointed back toward the mining sector and kept running. David did not ask questions. He pressed the emergency alert button on his suit. Within 30 seconds, every radio in the settlement was broadcasting the alarm. The security team would be moving now. The director would be informed. Adults would come. Emma reached the guard station and ran inside. Officer Smith was already at the communication system. She saw Emma's face and activated the main alert. "We have a situation at the mining sector," said into the radio. "H confrontation, one human civilian in danger. All available security respond now." 3 security officers left the settlement at a run. They carried weapons, but not the kind that killed. The settlement had rules about that. They had tasers and stun grenades. They had armor and training, but most of all, they had authority. The H might bully individual humans, but they would not risk a direct conflict with the settlement's security force. Emma stood at the guard station window and watched the security team disappear toward the mining sector. She was shaking. Her hands would not stop moving. Put a hand on her shoulder. "Where is Stryker?" asked. Emma could not speak. She just pointed back the way she came. The radio crackled. Officer James Cole's voice came through. He was the security team leader. "We have visual on the aliens. They are backing away from the equipment. We see the creature is still engaged but moving defensively. The aliens are retreating. Hold fire, hold fire." Emma watched through the window as the H began moving backward. They were walking away from the mining sector, moving toward the edge of the settlement. Officer Cole and his team were moving between them and Stryker, blocking their path back. The largest H had blood on its armor. One of its eyes looked swollen. It was limping slightly. The other 2 aliens also had injuries. Claw marks crossed their armor. One of them had a deep gash on its arm. They had been in a real fight. With a small animal. As the H retreated further, Stryker came into view. It was panting hard. Its fur was matted and dirty. Blood was on its claws, but it was standing. It was alive. It was moving toward Emma. Officer Cole lowered his taser. "Stand down. The threat is moving away. Maintain formation, but do not advance further." Emma ran out of the guard station before could stop her. She ran straight toward Stryker. They saw her and moved faster, pushing past Officer Cole and the other security officers. When they reached each other, Emma dropped to her knees and grabbed Stryker's neck. They made that small grunting sound again. It was the sound of a creature that had fought hard and won. Emma was crying, but she did not care. Stryker was alive. That was all that mattered. Officer Cole walked over to them. He was shaking his head. He had seen things in his life, but this was new. "That little animal just took on 3H, he said. 3, by itself. It protected a child that is not even its own species. I have been a soldier for 15 years, and I have never seen anything like this." The security team escorted Emma and Stryker back to the settlement. By the time they reached the main gates, there were at least 50 people waiting. Word had spread fast. A human child had been attacked by the H. I had fought to protect her. Emma's parents were waiting at the medical center. Her mother pulled her into a hug so tight that Emma could not breathe. Her father was pale and angry. He wanted to know everything. Emma told him what happened. Dr. Martin, the science officer, was examining Stryker carefully. It had a bad cut on its back and bruises all over its body. Its front left leg was swollen, but nothing was broken. Stryker had fought smart and hard, targeting weak points in the H armor, avoiding direct hits that would have killed a creature so small. "This is remarkable," Dr. Martin said. "They have a bonding system we have not fully understood yet. When they choose a person, they choose them completely. They will fight to the death if they have to. It is not aggression, it is protection. It is love in their way." Emma listened to the doctor and understood something important. Stryker had not just been defending her because they was brave. Stryker had been defending her because Stryker loved her. This small creature from an alien world had chosen Emma as family, and family meant everything. The colony director, Hayes, called a meeting. The H had filed an official complaint. They said there was a dangerous animal that should be confined or destroyed. They wanted compensation for their injuries. They wanted blood for blood. But the settlement had a problem now. Everyone had seen what happened. Everyone knew that a small animal had fought 3 of the strongest H the colony had encountered. And everyone understood the truth. The H had started this fight. They had cornered a child. They had been the aggressors. The legal standing was clear. Stryker had acted in defense of a human. Under the 442B colony law, that made the actions justified. The H could not demand the animal's death. But the bigger problem was different. If the H were willing to fight a child and a small animal, what would they try next? The colony's security was based on the idea that humans could cooperate and organize, but the H were stronger individually. If they stopped respecting the colony's authority, things could get very bad. Emma sat with Stryker in the medical center that night. They was sleeping, healing from its wounds. Emma was thinking about what would happen next. She did not know that her actions and Stryker's actions were already beginning to change everything. Word of what happened was spreading, not just through the colony, but beyond it. Messages were being sent on the quantum communication system to Earth and to other human settlements. 5 days after the fight, the settlement received its first message from the local trade council. The council was made up of representatives from 8 different alien species. They controlled trade, resource distribution, and conflict resolution for the entire region of space around 442B. Director Hayes read the message in his office. His face grew darker and darker as he read. When he finished, he called Emma's parents to his office. "The H have filed a formal complaint," he said. "They are demanding compensation for their injuries and medical treatment. They are also demanding that they be classified as a dangerous creature and confined in a containment facility that the colony must build. They say the animal is a threat to all intelligent beings." Emma's father stood up. "That is insane. The H started this. They cornered Emma. They were the aggressors." "I know," said, "but the H have influence with the council. They control technology that 3 other species depend on. If they push, the council might agree just to keep the peace." Emma's mother was thinking, what happens if we do not agree? Then the H could refuse to trade with us. That might start a cascade. Other species might follow. We could lose essential supplies. Food, medicine, building materials. This colony survives because of trade. Emma was sitting outside the director's office when her parents came out. She could see they were worried. That night at dinner, they told her the situation. "We might have to separate you and Stryker," her mother said gently. "It might be the only way to keep the colony safe." Emma felt something break inside her. She said nothing. She went to bed early and cried quietly under her blanket. But something unexpected happened. Word of the council's message spread through the settlement, and the colonists were angry. They had seen Stryker fight for a child. They understood that there was not dangerous. There was loyal and brave and good. Taking Stryker away felt wrong to everyone. More than that, the fight had changed how people saw humans themselves. A child had stood up to 3 aliens. A small animal had fought creatures 10 times its size. And the humans had won because they worked together and because they were willing to protect their own. 2 days later, another message came. This one was from Earth. From the United Earth Government, the organization that controlled all human space colonies. It was from an official named Dr. Robert, who worked in diplomatic relations. Doctor was coming to 442B. He arrived 3 days later on a transport ship. He was a tall man, maybe 50 years old, with gray in his hair and sharp, intelligent eyes. Director Hayes met him at the landing pad. Doctor immediately asked to see Emma and Stryker. He sat with them in the medical center where Stryker was finishing recovery. The had healed well. The swelling in its leg was almost gone. The wounds were closing. In another week, Stryker would be fine. Doctor watched the bond between Emma and Stryker. He watched how Stryker leaned against Emma's leg, how Emma's hand rested on the neck, how they both seemed more relaxed when they were together. "I have been studying the species records," Doctor said. "They were nearly extinct 50 years ago. The H hunted them as sport, killed them by the thousands, but something remarkable happened. The population began recovering when they started bonding with members of other species, first with a species called then with now it seems with humans." He turned to Emma. "Do you understand what you have done, you and Stryker?" Emma shook her head. "You have shown the galaxy something important. You have shown that humans can inspire loyalty and protection that crosses species lines. The H thought we were weak because we are small and not as strong. But you proved something different. You proved that strength is not just about size or physical power. Strength is about what you make others willing to do for you. Strength is about inspiring love." Emma listened, but she did not fully understand yet. Doctor spent the next week meeting with leaders from the other 7 species in the Trade Council. He had documents and records. He had reports of how bonding had changed entire communities. He had evidence that they were intelligent enough to choose their bonds carefully. The bonding was not random. It was deliberate. When the council met, Doctor presented his case. "The incident on 442B was not about a dangerous animal," he said. "It was about self-defense. They protected a human child because humans are, it seems, a species that inspires such protection. They chose to bond with the human. They chose to fight. That choice is not a sign of danger. It is a sign of intelligence and good judgment." The representative, a tall blue creature with 4 arms, spoke up. "In our experience, they have proven themselves to be honorable and loyal. Their bonds have been invaluable to our communities. We do not believe they are dangerous. We believe they are beneficial." The ambassador, whose face looked like it was made of crystal, agreed. "The humans have shown us something we did not expect. They inspire loyalty not just in their own kind, but across species. This is unusual. This is valuable. We believe humans should be treated with respect and allowed to continue their colony on 442B without interference." The H representative was furious. It stood and spoke with anger. "You are saying that a human child is more valuable than our grievances, that a small animal that attacked my people should be protected." "No," Doctor said calmly. "We are saying that your people attacked first. We are saying that self-defense is justified. We are saying that we will not allow you to punish a species for being loyal and brave. It has shown more honor in one moment than your entire delegation has shown in this meeting." The room went silent. The H had never been spoken to like this by other council members. Their power was being challenged. The council voted, 7 in favor of allowing them to remain with Emma, 1 against. The H did not win. When Doctor told Emma the news, she could barely believe it. Stryker was safe. She could keep Stryker. No one was going to take her friend away. But Doctor said something more important to her. He said, "You have changed." 2 weeks after the council's decision, Emma received an invitation. The local trade council wanted her to speak at their monthly meeting. They wanted to hear from her directly about the incident. They wanted to understand the bond between her and Stryker. Emma was nervous. She was only 12 years old. She had never spoken to a large group of aliens before, but Doctor encouraged her. He said her voice mattered. He said people needed to hear what she had to say. The council meeting took place at a neutral station, a large structure built in orbit around 442B. Emma traveled with her parents, Doctor, and Director Hayes. Stryker came too. The council chamber was huge. The floor was transparent, showing the planet below. 8 seats arranged in a circle held the representatives of each species. Emma felt small standing in the middle, but Stryker stood next to her, and that helped. Doctor spoke first. He presented the history of He explained that 50 years ago, the species had been hunted by the H until there were fewer than 300 individuals remaining. They had been kept as prisoners, used for labor, treated as animals with no rights. Then something changed. They had begun to bond with other species. The first bonds were with an older civilization with a history of honoring other intelligent beings. They recognized that they were conscious, feeling creatures. They offered the freedom and protection. The population began to recover, but more than that, the bonded became something extraordinary. When a bonded with an individual, they formed a connection that was deeper than most family relationships. They would protect their bonded person with complete commitment. But they were also intelligent. They understood consequences. They did not attack randomly. They chose carefully what was worth fighting for. The ambassador spoke. She was a tall, graceful being with skin like polished jade. The who bonded with my daughter saved her life. A hunter in exile tried to capture my child for ransom. The fought back. The hunter was stopped. My daughter was saved. That is now considered family. We have honored its bond because it honored us first. The ambassador spoke. His voice sounded like wind chimes. They are not weapons. They are not tools. They are beings who have survived extinction because they can see value in others. They can see goodness. When they choose to bond, they are making a choice about the character of the person they bond with. This is not simple instinct. This is judgment. Then it was Emma's turn to speak. She stood for a moment looking at the 8 alien representatives. Her heart was beating fast. Her mouth felt dry. But she thought about Stryker standing at her side, and she thought about what Doctor had said about her voice mattering. She began to speak. "I do not know very much," she said. "I am only 12 years old, but I know about Stryker. Stryker is brave and loyal and good. When the H cornered me, Stryker did not have to fight. Stryker could have run away. No one would have blamed a small animal for being afraid of 3 big aliens." She paused and looked at the largest H representative. "But Stryker chose to fight. Stryker chose to protect me, not because Stryker had to, but because Stryker wanted to. Stryker loved me." She walked around the chamber slowly. "The H say that humans are weak. They say we are small and not smart and should not be on this world. But if we are so weak, why would a H corner a human child? If we are so small and stupid, why would the H be afraid of us?" She stopped and faced the H. "The truth is that humans are not weak because we are small. The truth is that humans are strong because we can make others want to protect us. The truth is that humans are smart because we can work together. When I was in danger, I did not try to fight the H. I ran to my settlement. I called for help. Other humans came. We worked together. We were smarter together than any one of us was alone." She looked at Stryker, and Stryker knew this too. Stryker gave me time to run. Stryker fought so I could escape. Stryker was brave, but Stryker was also smart. That is what matters, not just size, not just strength. Intelligence and courage and caring about others. She finished. "I think you should all know that Stryker is not dangerous to good people. Stryker will protect good people. Stryker will fight for people Stryker loves. If the H do not want to be fought, then the H should stop bullying people. Stryker will only fight people who are doing wrong." The chamber was completely silent. Emma could see that her words had struck something. Even the H representative looked uncomfortable. Doctor stood up. "They have proven themselves to be excellent judges of character. They bond with beings who are brave and good. They do not bond with bullies. They do not bond with creatures who prey on the weak. They are showing us something we should all pay attention to. They are showing us which species in this council are worthy of respect and which ones are not." He looked directly at the H. "They will not bond with you. They will not protect you. This is because you have shown that you will prey on beings weaker than yourselves. They see through that. They judge you and find you lacking." The H representative stood up, but the ambassador made a gesture that silenced it. "We have heard the evidence," they said. "We have heard from a young human who speaks with truth. We have heard from thee and the reports. The H attacked first. The defended. The human defended herself by calling for help. All of this is justified. All of this is honorable." They looked around the chamber. They will remain bonded to humans. The humans will be treated with the same respect we give to all intelligent species. The H will apologize for their aggression, or they will lose their seat at this council. The H representative made a harsh sound and stood to leave. At the door, it turned back. "This is not over," it said. "Humans will learn what it means to challenge the H." But as the alien walked away, Emma realized something. She was no longer afraid. The H could make threats, but the H no longer had the power to control what happened on this world. The council would not let it. Other species would not let it, and humans would not let it. Doctor put a hand on Emma's shoulder. He was smiling. "You just changed history," he said. "You just made it clear that humanity's future in this galaxy is not one of W6 months had passed since Emma spoke to the Trade Council. The planet 442b was no longer just a small colony trying to survive in an alien world. It had become something more important. It had become a symbol." The H had left. They had refused to apologize. They had refused to accept the council's decision. They had taken their ships and gone to another system. Other traders had quickly moved in to fill the space they left behind. The colony had better resources now, better technology, better support from other species. But the biggest change was something less visible. They had begun to bond with humans across the entire colony. 3 others had chosen human families. 1 bonded with Emma's father. 2 others bonded with workers in the mining sector. They had taken on the colony as their home, their family. Emma was 14 now. She was taller, stronger, and wiser. She moved through the colony with a confidence that came from knowing she had changed something important. Director Hayes had created a new position for her. She was now the settlement's interspecies liaison officer. It sounded formal and impressive, but really it just meant Emma worked with the other to help them understand humans and help humans understand the. Stryker was 5 years old now. In years, that made the creature an adult, but Stryker had not changed emotionally. The bond with Emma was still everything. They still moved together. They still slept in the same room. They still protected each other absolutely. Today, Emma was conducting training. She was teaching new colony members how to interact with. About 20 people sat in a large room while Emma stood in front with Stryker at her side. "They are not dogs," Emma said. "They are not animals that you can command or control. They are intelligent beings who choose to bond with certain individuals. If a chooses you, it is an honor. It means the believes you are worth protecting." She walked through the room. "But here is what matters. I will not bond with someone who is cruel or selfish. I will not bond with someone who bullies others. They can see into character in a way that most species cannot. They see the truth about who you are." An older man raised his hand. "But what if it does not choose to bond with me? What if I want one but that does not want me?" "Then that is the choice to make," Emma said. "You cannot force a bond, you cannot make a like you. All you can do is be a good person, be honest, be brave, be someone worth protecting. If you do that, maybe it will choose you, maybe it will not. Either way, you will be better for trying." She gestured to Stryker. "Stryker chose me. I did not choose Stryker. Yes, I was the one who freed Stryker from the rocks. But Stryker was the one who came back. Stryker was the one who stayed. Stryker was the one who decided I was worth protecting. I was just smart enough to recognize that bond when it came." A younger woman, maybe 20, stood up. "Emma, can you tell us what it feels like to have a bond with you?" Emma smiled. "It feels like being understood. It feels like someone seeing you, really seeing you, and deciding you are worth everything. Stryker has fought for me. Stryker has bled for me. Not because Stryker had to, because Stryker wanted to, because in Stryker's mind I was worth it." She knelt down and put her hand on Stryker's neck. "It feels like being loved by a creature whose love is completely honest. A cannot lie, a cannot pretend. If a bonds with you, that bond is real, it is complete, it is forever." After the training, Emma walked through the colony with Stryker. The settlement had grown. There were more buildings now, more people, more technology, but it still felt like home. They walked past the mining sector where the fight had happened. The equipment had been repaired. The scars were gone, but Emma could still see it clearly in her mind. She could still feel the fear she had felt that day. She could still remember the sound of Stryker fighting. Her father was at the water processing plant. He had his own with him now, a smaller female named River. River made a grunt of greeting when she saw Stryker. The two touched their noses together in a gesture Emma had learned was a greeting between bonded individuals. "How was the training?" her father asked. "Good, people are starting to understand. They are starting to see that they are not just protective creatures. They are partners, they are equals." Her father nodded. "That changes everything, does it not? The galaxy thought we were just a small, weak species trying to survive among bigger, stronger civilizations. Now they know we are something different. We are a species that can inspire loyalty and love across impossible divides." They walked to the colony's edge, the place where Emma and Stryker had first met. The landscape was still beautiful. The blue and purple plants swayed in the wind. The orange sky stretched overhead. Emma thought about the future. She thought about what Doctor had told her. She thought about the responsibility that came with being a symbol. She knew that her life would not be simple. She knew that other species would try to exploit the human bond. She knew that the H had not given up, that they would return someday and try again. But she also knew something else. She knew that she was not alone. Stryker would always be at her side. Other humans would stand with her. Other species would support her, because she had shown them that courage and loyalty and love mattered more than size and strength. That night, Emma sat with Stryker in their room. She was writing a report for the Trade Council about the integration of into human society. It was detailed and careful and important work. Stryker was sleeping, making small grunting sounds occasionally. In the creature's dreams, Stryker was probably fighting again, protecting Emma again, living that moment of absolute commitment. Emma reached out and gently touched Stryker's neck. He opened one eye and made that familiar grunting sound. "Thank you," Emma whispered, "for everything, for choosing me, for protecting me, for showing the galaxy what bravery really is." Stryker closed the eye and made a sound that might have been a laugh. Emma looked out the window at the stars. Somewhere out there, other humans were learning what she had learned. They were discovering that the galaxy was not a place where strength meant physical power. The galaxy was a place where character mattered, where loyalty mattered, where the ability to inspire love in others was the most valuable power of all. The honey badger had taught humanity something important. The small creature had shown that courage was not about size. It was about will. It was about caring more about others than about yourself. In the months and years to come, more would bond with humans. The Council would recognize the bond as an important part of their civilization. Humans would become known throughout the galaxy as a species that could inspire loyalty and protection. But it had all started with one girl and one animal on a small colony world. It had started with an act of courage that seemed impossible. It had started with a honey badger that refused to be afraid. Emma fell asleep with her hand on Stryker's warm body. And in their dreams, they were together again, standing against the impossible, proving that love and loyalty could overcome anything. It is one of honor, and creatures like Stryker can see that honor. They can recognize it. They can bond with it. That is something the H can never have. Emma knelt down and put her arms around Stryker. They made that small grunting sound, the sound of love and loyalty, the sound of a creature saying, "I am proud of you. I have chosen well." Gee, here, you have shown the galaxy that humans are different. We do not just survive, we inspire, we make others want to protect us. That is a kind of power that no weapon can match. You should remember this, and you should think about what you want to do with this power when you grow up. Emma looked at Stryker and felt something settle in her heart. She did not know exactly what her future would be, but she knew it would involve Stryker, and she knew it would involve helping others understand what humans really were. A human child, protected by a small animal against impossible odds. The message was clear. In the galaxy, courage and loyalty mattered more than size or strength, and humans, it seemed, could inspire such loyalty in ways that other species could not. Emma realized something important in that moment. Stryker did not know it was supposed to be afraid. They did not care that the H were bigger and stronger and covered in armor. Stryker just cared that Emma was in danger, and nothing in the galaxy was going to stop Stryker from protecting her. The other two H rushed forward to help their friend, but Emma was already running toward the settlement, toward the emergency communication system, toward help. Behind her, she could hear Stryker fighting, refusing to back down, giving her time to get away. That was part 1.